Welcome to My Resume Dash. My name is Laura and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at My Resume Dash. Today, we'll be talking about 5 job interview tips for young professionals. Whether you're still in high school or just graduated college, the interview process can be the hardest. And okay, look, everyone freaks out about having to do a job interview. I mean, everyone. Even the person giving the job interview still freaks out about job interviews. It's just normal. But there are ways you can prepare yourself before jumping into the lion's den and getting hit with questions from every direction like a military-style ambush. And let's be real, they ask these questions for a reason, and they're very busy people. First impressions matter, so do yourself a favor and be prepared. So how do you make the best first impression? Keep watching to learn our 5 tips. Tip number 1 is to research the company. It's essential to know key information about the company, such as what the company does, their mission, their vision, and their values. As many of you know, one of the most common interview questions is, why do you want to work here? Knowing key information about the company will help you answer this question with ease. Knowing these facts and incorporating them into the conversation will show the recruiter that you took the time to educate yourself and, most importantly, that you're serious about the job. Tip number 2 is to understand the type of interview. A key step in your interview preparation is knowing the type of interview. There are different types of interviews, such as an operational interview or a business case study. For example, you might be interviewed by a group of people asking you about your strengths and your skill set. Or you might have a case study style interview where you're asked to analyze a situation and provide a solution. Understanding the type of interview will help guide you in your preparation, such as predicting the kind of questions that will be asked and preparing your best answers. Keeping this in mind will put you one step ahead and make it easier to adapt and answer any question that the recruiter throws at you. Tip number 3 is to be modest and eager to learn. 2 key things that recruiters appreciate are humility and curiosity. Being modest doesn't mean throwing any form of confidence out. The key is to be confident, not arrogant. Because let's be honest, no one likes arrogance, but people love confidence. And ask questions, good questions. You know, when they say there are no stupid questions, they're wrong. There are stupid questions. And don't ask questions that can be easily Googled, found on their website, or in the job description. All this does is show the recruiter that you did not put any effort into preparing for the interview. And most importantly, that you are not serious about the job. Instead of asking who the CEO is, a better question is to ask what a typical day looks like for someone in this role. These types of questions show the recruiter that you are serious about the job and eager to learn. Tip number 4 is to highlight your experience and passion. Even if you have little experience, you can show the recruiter that you are motivated and willing to learn. Use the interview to sell yourself. They don't know you aside from your resume. And one reason for job interviews is to get to know the candidate. So don't sell yourself short. Don't be afraid to upsell yourself on things you've accomplished, learned, and your personality, because you want to sell yourself in a manner that aligns with the company and the role. Finally, tip number 5 is post-interview appreciation. The interview is done, so what do you do now? The answer is to send a thank you email to the recruiter within 24 hours of the interview. Make sure that your email expresses gratitude, is authentic, and asks relevant questions. This is another way to show the recruiter that you are serious about the job. It's key to finish smart and strong by sending an email to everyone that was in the interview. Who knows how many candidates they interviewed for the same position? So don't just be another candidate they interviewed, be someone that stands out. So let's go over our 5 tips. Tip number 1 is to learn about the company. Tip number 2 is to understand the type of interview. Tip number 3 is to be modest and eager to learn. Tip number 4 is to highlight past experience and passion. And tip number 5 is a post-interview appreciation. While all this talk about interviews might be scary, don't freak out. The more you're prepared, the better off you'll be. And even if you don't get the job, don't stress. Move on to the next one, and the more job interviews you've done, the more experience you'll have navigating the battlegrounds. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that these 5 job interview tips prove useful to you. Remember, be confident, positive, and make sure that you have an eye-catching resume that presents who you are in the best way. Stay tuned for our next video and follow us at My Resume Dash. Bye!